Are you paying people to do the formatting of your book? If you are, you're making a huge mistake that is costing you time and money. But stick with me while I'm going to explain exactly why. This is Chris Baird from selfpublishingmadeeasynow.com, where self-publishing doesn't have to be so hard. So let's get straight into it. One of the things when you're putting your book on the market is that there's going to be the need to make a lot of changes. Now, I know you think when you put your book first on the market that everything's going to be just fine. After all, everybody's going to want to buy all the copies, and you've already fixed all the mistakes after 50 rounds of editing and all of these other things. But I'm telling you, you're going to keep on needing to make changes to this book for a couple of reasons. One of them is the fact that when you're working on your book, you are going to have errors that are only going to show up afterwards. As we move further down the line, people will be reading your book and find a typo here or a spelling error there or something for which it should be changed. Other things is some people will say the book is confusing. If it's a fiction book, maybe some of the issues with your character development and some of the story plot line can be fixed afterwards, even though you didn't have it originally. You get feedback, and if you're smart, you're going to listen to those people giving you feedback and make the changes that they're suggesting to your book in order to ensure it will sell more copies and get better reviews from future people who will be reading the book. But how exactly are you supposed to make those changes? The answer is you need to do the formatting yourself. If you pay someone on Fiverr to do it, which is something that I previously did, I found somebody on Fiverr who would do book formatting, and I gave them the book. Well, they gave me two things that were huge problems. The first thing is that when they gave me the Kindle version back, it was color hard coded. So in other words, when I put it onto my dark nighttime view, the colors did not change to match that. Rather, it stayed dark blue and dark text, so it was impossible to read. Now, don't worry, I could go back and forth with them, but only one time, and after that, I would have to pay again for another job. And some of these people on Fiverr will be coming and going. Same is true for Upwork. They're not necessarily sticking around for years, and so we'll have them do a job, and then when we go back to them to do it, we'll get somebody else to have to do the job, and then we'll just keep on making changes. Another big thing is, as you're getting started, you're going to implement some of the more advanced strategies I discuss with my group coaching clients, and also even just in my one-on-one program. As we're moving through and we're looking exactly at changes, one of them is getting an email list going so that your clients and as they're working through, or your ideal readers, as they're working through your book, they'll see something where they'll get something for free, and in exchange you'll get them on your email list, which is by far the most important thing you really should be doing on a marketing front, so that you're able to get those readers to help you get reviews on your books as you're putting them onto the market. And otherwise, how else are you supposed to get those reviews? You always will, of course, include something in your book that says, please, if you like this book, please leave a review. Well, you should put it in there. And if you didn't, well, there's another reason you're going to need to format the book again. Another change. What about when you come out with multiple books? Wouldn't it make sense to actually link to those books inside of each and every one of the books? Which means every time a new book comes out, you're going to need to go back and re-update all of those existing links and the table of contents and all of these sorts of things. And so, and the final point is that sometimes with the typeset and other things in the book, we discover changes that we want to make, but we're going to need to do another revision and another revision and another revision. Each revision is going to hit you for money, and then trying to find the person who can do it, even though the original freelancer is no longer available or their prices have gone drastically up, and then they forgot the mistakes they made the last time, and then they remake those mistakes. So you're finding yourself having to re-explain the same problem. Why exactly would you want to do that? And that's one of the reasons why I tell my clients the best decision you can make is to not outsource this portion of the project unless you have your own employees. You're hiring your own team. If you have your own team, well then of course it makes sense to do it. But in terms of just hiring in the gig market and gig economy to go out there and hire somebody to do one gig to do the formatting, this is a bad idea. You really should learn the tool, and Jutoh is the tool that I recommend because it's the one that I've used over 200 times in my team as well using it, because it makes it just so easy to put the book together. And the thing that makes Jutoh fantastic is, first of all, it uses standard formatting tools, so you can set things as a headers, your paragraph styles, and you have these styles so that when you've established what the styles are, you simply mark something as a style and it will automatically click to match that style. The spacing, the fonts, your headers, your table of contents, your title, all of these things pulled into styles. Then we can even tell it on the table of contents contents to take those styles and build the entire table of contents automatically without any additional effort. It's unbelievably powerful, this particular tool. That's one of the reasons why you often hear me talking about it in terms of when you're trying to figure it out. I tried another popular tool, but I found that when it came to the paperback version, I couldn't get the table of contents. In fact, on Core, I was answering a question just the other day where somebody asked the question and said, I'm using this, I think it was Scribner at the time. They may have fixed it, but they were using this tool at the time, and they were like, how do I do the table of contents? And I go, exactly. This is the reason I moved over to Jutoh, was exactly because I needed to ensure that when I do the paperback version, it's going to be able to put it out into the exact format that I need with the table of contents, exactly matching the page numberings without any extra characters that are within Word. Now, some people, they think that they can just take Word files and upload them. It's going to look like garbage. You're going to want to, maybe you want to make your ebook and you want to use Calibre to do it for free, which you can do. That definitely is an option if you have no budget, and you run it through the program Calibre, and it will spit out an EPUB, but it's going to look like garbage. Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to put low quality books? It's already difficult enough just to get the books to sell. Why do we not want to put them at a higher level quality with a program that's relatively inexpensive and a one-time pay like Jutoh? And that's the reason why I am an affiliate of Jutoh, and I make a small fee for every sale that's made, and it does not cost you anything when you purchase the program. You'll find my link below in the description for this particular tool. But the thing is, the other final one here is that the absolute best sellers on Amazon, you'll be able to match the exact style that they're using on Amazon to get their books to sell. So when you see the style they're using, you can match it exactly. What about the spacing? What about the fonts? What about caps or lower caps, or how the numbering works? All of these things, you have complete flexibility over everything. I've never met somebody who could come up with a challenge that it wasn't possible to figure out a solution within Jutoh. In addition, the guy who's the developer, who I go back and forth with now and then, I don't go in the beginning when I was just figuring it all out, which takes a little bit of time, just like any tool. It's worth the investment. But as I was doing it, I would write to the developer of the program, and he would get back to me within 3 to 6 hours of any question I asked. And then the newest version would even solve some of the issues we had in the previous versions. I never found a single bug, single error, or single challenge I couldn't solve using this specific tool. And as you use it, you'll get better at using it. You click a single button, it'll put out your paperback, your hardback, the version you're going to use on Ingram Spark and Lulu and Draft to Digital and Kindle. All of these different versions, it's able to produce all of them flawlessly perfect. This is the reason why Jutoh is my go-to tool when it comes to formatting, and one that I can definitely stand behind. And if it was even some of the confusion I had in the very beginning, just like you have with any tool you're learning, that's one of the reasons I wanted to show my own team members how exactly to go about using this tool. So I created a video course for them, which I now sell. You can find it below, which is Formatting Made Easy, Book Formatting Made Easy course below, where I go through it. And the template that I have, it solves an awful lot of the initial challenges that you're going to experience with Jutoh when you first get started. So I already have made all those decisions, and then you're able to just take your document, put it right on into that template, and the end result, of course, is that you can then make the adjustments that you want. I like this font, or I like this spacing better, in terms of figuring out how many pages it's going to be. Then you can export it to the print version. You can look and see how it will look. You can go back to Jutoh and make the additions and updates on that particular thing. And the price is so unbelievably cheap for this program because you're only paying one time. Think about all the savings you're going to make, as opposed to going back again and again for every single revision that you're going to be making when you're working with these particular freelancers. So my final thing is, you need to stop wasting time and money trying to do the formatting by paying other people to do it, or using inferior tools, or using no tools and just uploading Word documents, and test out Jutoh. There's a money back guarantee, just like I do on my courses as well. In this case, I'm an affiliate of Jutoh. I stand by them as I stand by everything that I promote. And in this particular one, you definitely should check out Jutoh. Just check it out below in the description. Thanks.